Welcome back to my channel. Greetings, everyone. This is Q, guys, and today I would like to talk to you about this very important subject. It's called Don't Talk to the Police. And the reference point I would like to use today, guys, is this video I just watched. It's entitled Don't Talk to the Police, and it's dated 20 March of 2012. Some of you guys are gonna say, hey man, that's an old video, this and that. Guys, this video would apply to 1920, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 2020, 2050, okay? And it was a presentation by an attorney, and it was followed up by a law enforcement officer, guys. And it's 48 minutes, guys, so you're probably not going to go watch it, but hopefully I can summarize it for you so that you can fully understand what was being said. The attorney and the law enforcement officer, who had over 30-something years experience, they painted a picture of this. A civilian talking to a law enforcement officer, an investigator, is like a regular, everyday person who's never had boxing gloves on, a mouthpiece in their mouth, get in the ring and fight an Olympic boxer, trained guy. It's the equivalent of that. These investigators are so good that it's the equivalent of that. You would not ever, as a novice person who's never fought before, get into the ring with an Olympic boxer. That's what they said is the comparison of a regular person being interviewed by the police. And they brought up, when they tell you everything you say can and be used against you in a court of law, it will. And this is the example that stood out to me the most. And many people have been prosecuted for this. They went to prison, and some of them are still in prison now. Innocent people who actually did nothing went to prison and are still in prison because people talk too much, especially people who are sure they did nothing, they were not involved in that crime, but when you talk too much, you will say something that will lead to your prosecution, okay? And they also brought up some celebrities that we know who ended up in prison, but if they just hadn't talked to the police without an attorney, they wouldn't have went to prison, guys. So let's talk about one tactic that has been used by these investigators who are very skillful to convict innocent people in a court of law. So let's use me as an example. Law enforcement comes up to me and says, Mr. Brown, your name came up in an investigation of a brutal murder Thursday night. So-and-so was murdered. Your name came up, and we would like to interview you. Can you come down to the office? You're supposed to say no, but because you know you weren't involved, you weren't there, you say, yeah, I'll go. I know. And you get to run in your mouth. You get to run in your mouth. You get to run in your mouth, and you run in your mouth. And one question or one way that they have found people guilty was from you talking. Like, example, I don't own a gun. I've never had a gun. I've never held a firearm in my hand. I've never fired a firearm. I'm afraid of firearms. And then all of a sudden, after this interview is over, things happen here, there, and you end up getting indicted and you go to trial. And you're like confident, I know I'm not going to be convicted of this because I didn't do it. And when they get that investigator on the stand and they start questioning him, and they And the officer is talking about your interview. And they described that interview where I talked about I've never owned a gun, I never shot a gun, never had a firearm, none of that. And then the attorney, they practiced it. The attorney asked him, hey, Attorney Johnson, did anything weird stand out to you about that testimony from Mr. Brown about him not having a gun? And the law enforcement said, sure. Yes, I was quite puzzled how he knew that the murder victim was murdered with a gun. How did he know that? I didn't tell him that. All I told him was that there was a brutal murder. And he just started talking. So he said it was a gun. Man, to a jury, that is so effective. It is something that they use and it works. And it has convicted a lot of people. So guys, do not talk to the police. Even people get brave when they haven't done nothing. People get brave. Even when you know that you haven't been drinking. When the police stop you, you want to talk and get, no, don't talk. Let them handle their business. You exercise your Fifth Amendment right until you have an attorney there, because that attorney is going to keep you from saying something that can get you charges. Now, they also talked about, and there's a lot of them, but they talked about 3 celebrities that went to jail that probably wouldn't have went to jail because they talked too much. And the first one I want to talk about was Martha Stewart. Insider trading. Any attorney worth their salt probably could have got her off of that. Probably would have been some fines, probably would have been some probation and something. But when she talked to the police and she lied, well, when she talked to the FBI and lied to the FBI, see, police and law enforcement can lie to you. You can lie to the local police, but you can't lie to the FBI. If she had talked to the FBI with her attorney present, the attorney wouldn't have allowed her to lie. The attorney wouldn't have allowed her to answer certain questions. She probably would have got off with a fine, but no, because she lied and talked too much, she went to prison. The next one was Michael Vick. Dog fighting. Guys, dog fighting is something that happens all over. Generally, that's associated also with a fine and some restitution and things like that. But when Michael Vick talked without the presence of attorney, guess what? He lied. That's why Michael Vick went to prison and had to plead guilty to all this other stuff he lied about, which prison time. The next one was, guys, this Olympic gold medalist, black female track star. I'm trying to remember her name, guys. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, she went to prison over a allegation of steroid use. Guys, people don't generally go to prison for using steroids. They probably strip your medals and this and that other happen, but people don't generally go to prison for that unless you're selling it. Okay. But the reason why she went to prison was she lied to the FBI about her use. Just because she didn't want to face the embarrassment of being stripped of those medals, she lied to the FBI. And once again, an attorney would not have allowed her to be in those rooms being questioned, asked questions that the attorney said don't answer. So guys, don't talk to the police, guys. Exercise your Fifth Amendment right. Tell them I'll talk to you in the presence of attorney, guys, and do not talk to the police. So guys, as always, if you leave any comments in the live stream, I won't be able to respond to them because I got to stop talking. I got to put on my glasses. I got to do all that. And I don't want to have people just sitting idle while I do that. So please, if you have any comments, please wait till the live feed is over. Come back in, leave your comments. Let's have a discussion. I promise you, I will respond to every comment, okay? So guys, thanks a lot for joining. Please like the video. Please, guys, share this video and subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Thank you very much.